Hey there, Japan fans. It's John Sensei from the Consulate-General of Japan in Nashville. In a previous video, I told you about some of the new materials in our library that you can check out that I just added in 2023, but I wanted to take some time to review some of these materials, and the first one is the anime film Children Who Chase Lost Voices by Makoto Shinkai. You may know the director Makoto Shinkai from his films like Your Name, Weathering with You, and Suzume, which just came out in 2023. This film came out in 2011, so quite a while ago. And I wanted to add Suzume to the library, but the Blu-ray was not available when I had to place my order. I got to thinking, though, and I got to researching, and there's been a lot about the importance of preserving physical media, because sometimes a film could be on a streaming service that you're subscribed to, and then the next month it's gone. And anime is especially that way, with licenses expiring and then getting picked up by new people. So I put in some research to try to find, well, if I can't have Suzume, what Makoto Shinkai film is not so easily available on streaming services or may have gone out of print. So this is the one I ended up at because it did go out of print, out of license in 2019, and the license was just picked up again in 2023. So I wanted to make sure we got a copy during that window and preserved the physical media in our library. The other reason, and this is just John Sensei being honest with you, this is only one of two Makoto Shinkai movies I have not seen. Now, one of the advantages to physical media as opposed to streaming is that the Blu-ray also comes with a documentary about the making of this film. And I watched that. It was fascinating, and also interviews with the cast and the director about the content of the film. And what I learned from watching the documentary included in this Blu-ray is that as Makoto Shinkai was traveling the world to promote his previous film, 5 centimeters per second, which I hope you've seen, another masterpiece, he found that 5 centimeters per second was very Japanese. Like, it was very much tied to Japanese culture about cherry blossoms. And he wanted to make a story that was more universal for his next film, and that was this, The Children Who Chase Lost Voices. The Japanese title is星を追う子ども, The Children Who Chase the Stars. And what I would say from this film, and he admits this in the documentary, is that you may watch this and think it looks very much like a Studio Ghibli or a Hayao Miyazaki film. He went intentionally for a more standard visuals when it comes to Japanese anime, and he said because of that, a lot of people may associate it with a Ghibli film. But I associate it with a Ghibli film also because of the story content. This is very fantastical. You could call it isekai, about going to a different world where there's lots of sort of fantastical and mystical creatures. And those creature designs also, to me, looked very, very Ghibli-esque. Very much like something that would come from a Hayao Miyazaki film like Spirited Away. But overall, highly enjoyable. And what I would also say is that if you know Makoto Shinkai films, it's usually the same pattern each film. There's a boy, there's a girl, there's some romantic tensions. They may work out, they may not. There could be some science fiction, there could be some fantasy. And this is kind of the same thing, but also sort of breaks the mold from his traditional storytelling pattern. As you can see on the cover, there's a boy and a girl, but then also the older adult in the background who is a teacher at the girls' school. So that's one thing I really liked about it, is it was very much Makoto Shinkai and his normal pattern, but it was also very different from other things that he had done. What I love most about Shinkai's movies are just the backgrounds, the color, the art that definitely goes into this. And you could see some of that also in the documentary, some of the very hard-working processes they had to do to make some of those backgrounds. Also, from the documentary that was included, I could see the director's involvement in everything in the film production, from character design to the animations, backgrounds, the sound effects, directing the voice actors. It was all really interesting. So this is, to me, another Makoto Shinkai masterpiece. Probably not in my top three. I mean, Your Name to me is like one of the best anime movies ever. Your Name and Suzume are probably still some of my favorites, but this one was also great. I mean, just add it to the list of great movies. I recommend that you check it out if you would like to watch it. You can visit us at the Consulate-General of Japan in Nashville, and you can borrow it for 2 weeks. There's just a short form to fill out, and we do keep movies not out here on the shelves, but we do keep them in the back. Just talk to somebody at the window if you'd ever like to borrow Children Who Chase Lost Voices, a famous anime film from Makoto Shinkai.